Thank you for tuning in to the best parenting show on the internet, Post Daily Dose.
It's the Post. It's the Post. It's the Post. The Post Daily Dose. It's the Post. It's the Post. It's the Post. The Post Daily Dose. It's the Post. It's the Post.
Hey Facebook, welcome to another episode of Morning Motivation with Big Papa. Happy Tuesday. Terrific Tuesday, everyone. I hope you are waking up in rise and grind mode. Rise and grind mode, baby. Today we're going to talk about focus, faith, and perseverance. It's actually a biblical scripture. A friend of mine, Dr. Israel Santos. What's up, Israel? Introduced me to it last year, actually, and it's just had a real impact on my life. And really, in its essence, it's that anything you want to accomplish or desire to accomplish requires three things, and that is focus, faith, and perseverance. And so, you know, I think about that. One of the areas, and I actually talk about focus, faith, and perseverance quite a bit. It's one of the things I write in my goals every day. That I am more focused, more faithful, and persevere every single day. Focus is a big one. You know, regardless of what it is that what you're trying to do, what you're trying to achieve. Focus is like, well, I was always do our Inside the Parenting Matrix lesson every morning in the private group. And one of the things I was saying to the parents this morning is that what's the priority? As one of the parents had mentioned that it was hard to keep up with some of the assignments. And really, yeah, it's hard because it's like every single day having to keep up with something, do something every single day. But the reality is we're already doing something every single day. We do stuff all day. Every single day we're doing something. But the difference is, what are you focused on? What's your priority? What are you willing to make your focus? And whatever it is you're willing to focus on and make your priority, that's what you're going to give attention to. That's what you're going to make important. You know, it's no different than being focused on writing a book. If I'm focused on writing a book, I got to make it a priority. There are 1,000 other things I can do every single day that can take me away from working on that book. But if that's my focus, that's my focus. If, you know, parenting is your focus, you have to make it a priority. Just because you are a parent and just because you have a child doesn't mean it just happens automatically. And as many of you have experienced, you know, automatic, unconscious parenting doesn't get you where you want to get to. It doesn't help you achieve the breakthroughs you want to have. Good morning, Stefan. They're in the Netherlands. Good morning, afternoon, and good evening. I keep telling myself I'm going to start saying that because we have our peeps all over the world, so it's not polite. It's not very Oklahoma of me to just say good morning because it's morning here. So good afternoon, Steph. The other thing is, and I like to really think about focus, perseverance, and faith as opposed to focus, faith, and perseverance. But I said focus, faith, and perseverance this morning, so let's talk about that. The other thing is faith. You have to have faith that what you are doing is going to be fruitful. You know, I grew up in a farming community, and every single morning the farmers in my community would get up and they would plow their fields, they would plant their seeds, they would tend to their cattle, and they didn't have any guarantees of when it came time to harvest that they were going to have a good harvest. And in fact, it was, I mean, a lot of times it was just up for grabs. Many times during wheat season there would be floods. There'd be too much rain. It would kill the fields. It'd flood the fields and kill the wheat. And same way during in the summer and when it was cotton season, time to harvest the cotton, weather would come in. And then other times, weather would be fine and would be good and they'd have great harvest and everyone would be happy. But the key is they always had faith. They always had faith that if they continued to just, Stefan says, call it a good day. So I can do that. If they continued to tend their fields, plant their seeds, they had focus and faith, it was all going to work out. You have to have faith that it's going to work out. And it reminds me of what I said about Deepak Chopra, who I've been seeing a lot more these days. I don't know what he's up to, but he's definitely on Instagram. Deepak Chopra says you cannot prevent the future from happening, but you can influence the future from the present. And I believe that has a lot to do with faith. See, faith is in my present state. I am faithful about my future, meaning I believe that good things are going to happen in my future. Good things are going to show up. Good things are going to happen with my loved ones. I have faith. There's no fear, and when there is fear, I always want my faith to be greater than my fear. And so faith is when it's really dark, you believe that the sun is going to come up, as it always does. When it's raining, you always know it's eventually going to stop raining. You just have to have the faith in knowing, and that's how you keep pushing forward, is by having your faith. So you have your focus, which the thing you're giving priority attention to. You have your faith that if you continue to give that priority attention, things are going to work out. And they don't always work out on your time frame. I've written so many goals in my goal books over the years that don't always work out. They don't always work out on my time frame. And sometimes a lot of them do, but a lot of them don't. And if they don't, that's fine. I just push them, I just continue to focus on them, and I continue to have faith that they'll happen. And sometimes goals change. Sometimes the goals we start out with, they become not as important to us. And so we, eliminate them, and they don't make it to page 2 or page 3 or to the middle of the goal book. But you have your focus, and then you have your faith that's going to happen. And then the next is the perseverance. That's a big one. And I love perseverance. Perseverance is the grind. Perseverance is when you are willing to grind it out day after day after day and not give up. It's not even about not giving up. It's just giving up isn't even an option. See, now that's the next stage. When giving up is no longer an option. You see what reminds me is there's a big old gas station back there called On Q, and it's one of those big, massive gas stations. And there wasn't even a gas station there before. But there was always been this little 7-Eleven, because this particular gym is on the route where I used to go to the airport when I was traveling so much. So there's always been that little 7-Eleven. So that On Q comes in, and it's like a super gas station. It's got everything in it. It's like, got 20 gas bays, fuel bays, petrol bays. And so it, that little 7-Eleven that's been there for a long time probably had 5-6 little bays. And that little 7-Eleven, I just noticed, when the On Q came in, they didn't close the doors. They didn't shut down. They didn't wrap up. They expanded. So the little store's the same size, but they added like 10 more bays, which is so cool. It's like they are persevering. They're like, yeah, bring it. You might bring in your big old gas station, but we ain't just going to shut down and close the doors. We're not going to give up that easy. We're going to have perseverance because we're focused on our business. We have faith, and I think we all know, maybe you don't know, we don't all know, but 7-Eleven is, one of the fastest growing retail businesses in the world. They're everywhere, and they're always doing, more innovative stuff, and they're always testing stuff out and trying to do things better to serve their customers. So they have perseverance. And there is probably going to be another economic downturn here in the next couple of years and next few years, and it's going to cause everyone to get really stressed out, and some people are going to persevere and others are not, and the people who persevere are going to come out on the other side of it. I went through it in the 90s. There was an economic collapse when the internet stuff all went to bust, but you just keep going. And I have I know lots of colleagues who took jobs going, working for someone else and stopped doing their private practices, and businesses that shut down. And I do some consulting in an industry right now where, there's lots of businesses going out. They're going out of business every single day. And then there's other ones that are thriving. And so it's really whether or not you're willing to persevere when things get tough and you don't just give up. And, that's like, for your personal philosophy, your personal life philosophy, for yourself, for your family. You may try a business and it may not work out. You may go to work at a job you're really excited about and it may not. When I pull up to Planet Fitness, I always kick over to Wi-Fi so the signal doesn't gets worse. You may that guy was waving at me, and I don't know him. And it is dark in this parking lot. You may try a diet and it doesn't work out. You may try a workout routine and it doesn't work out. You may try a new sales approach and it didn't work out. You try stuff and it doesn't work out, and it's okay. It's okay that it doesn't work out. Failure are the birthing seeds to all great success. But it's whether or not you have the ability to persevere. That I'm not going to quit. I've got goals. I'm not going to quit. I'm not going to give up. So focus, faith, perseverance. Focus, faith, perseverance. You can do it. Have a fantastic day. Terrific Tuesday. Do you ever get in that flow? The flow where you just lose a whole day? It's like I've been in such a flow state lately. Like I've lost a whole day. And so today feels like Wednesday for me, and it's only Tuesday, which is fantastic. That means I get a whole nother day this week. But it's I love getting in flow. It's really good. So Big Papa loves you. God bless you. Go kill the day. See you guys later.